Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics. We're trying to make this 67 Camaro a roller. Bought it with no rear end. Last episode on this one, I took the rear end assembly, springs and everything out of a 77. It's not going to work without some modifications. So I had a 2000 Chevy S10 Blazer, four-wheel drive. This was a G80 Posi Rear End. Disc brakes, sway bar, extra stuff, better equipped with brake lines and stuff like that. This thing was just a mess. All the brakes were busted off, seized up, rusted. This one's got disc brakes, got the brake lines, got the emergency cables, brake cables. So I'm going to attempt to make this one. Now the last video I haven't posted it yet, so I don't know any of the comments, but we're going to make this work. So bought this car, no rear end in it whatsoever. There are some, I need to get them. When we took out the car, the old air shocks with the shock mounting plate was on them. We may have to modify that. Anyway, it came with two springs, not very good shape, no bushings in this one. So I just took this spring off, and of course, you know, it's got 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. This bushing is shot. Well, they all are. I'm going to see if I can get some at AutoZone tomorrow. I mean, they list some, but we don't know if they're going to be right or how long they're going to take to get here. The ones that are on the Blazer rear end are actually pretty good, but I don't know if I can get them out of there. I don't have a press or anything like that, but I might figure out a way to get them off. So one bolt came off right here. You can see what it screws into these clips. So I had a hell of a time taking the 77 apart because these clips here broke. So anyway, I could just barely get my cutoff wheel in there, and we cut off that bolt and that bolt. There's part of the clip here. Those are the clips. We're going to get some new ones. Well, yeah. We'll see if we can get some new ones at Lowe's or something. But they'll slide right in that slot there, that slot there, and that slot there. So we can get new ones. No big deal. The problem with this side is I think this bolt here is welded on there. It either broke or something, and there's a weld there. We'll have to get that out of there. But anyway, that's how it mounts. And then this had no shackles. The bushings on the 77 that go into the frame were actually still good, amazingly. I showed them on the last video. But we got these. These are in pretty good shape. So we're going to reuse them. We got the 4, I think two stick in each end. So that's the top. And then the shackle goes down, and then the bottom goes into this. And I'm pretty sure these ones are shot as well. They're supposed to be in there. Well, maybe not. Maybe these didn't have the metal sleeve, but as you can see here, see there's a metal sleeve that goes there, and with the rubber. These are tight. Those things were loose as a goose. You could just pull that rear end around, and that's not what we want for this car. We want this thing to be tight. As Bad Chad would say, tight and right. So these, see, here's what I'm thinking. Well, These ones here are like 40 bucks each, 38 bucks on at AutoZone, so it's out of the question buying 4 of them. So here's what I'm thinking. We got to use these 2 springs here because they're the right length. These ones are at least 4 inches too short. We're probably going to use these shackles here. I don't see nothing wrong with reusing them. So what we're going to attempt to do is take this top spring off. These are 4 springs here. I'm going to take that top one off and put that one in there. Okay, and then since we don't have we don't know how stiff this is going to be. This is a 4-wheel drive truck. This rear end's pretty light. We don't want the thing bouncing around being way too stiff. So we don't know yet, or we don't know what the ride height's going to be. We don't know if it's going to yeah, it's most likely going to raise it up, and I'd rather have it raised up a couple inches, but we don't know how high, because we could just cut this spring off right here on both ends and then lay that spring on top of this one. We could slide right into this groove, or we could make it work. And so we'd actually have 5 springs on there. Do we need an extra spring? We don't know. We don't know how these springs. See, this spring has got a little deal on it right here for the center. It's how you know you're centered. This deal here. So is there going to be a spot for that? We don't know until we tear it apart. That's what we're fixing to do. And this from the edge of this leaf spring to the edge of the other one is 43 inches. That's what we need. We need 43 inches. And this one was, I got everything written down here. This is 40, the Blazer is 41. From here to here is 41. We need 43. So what we got to do is we got to move this over an inch on each side. We're going to move them over. This is going to be in the way. This is welded on there. This is a perch for these things here, which I need to order. Little bump stops. That one's barely hanging on. This one's missing. We'll go ahead and get them. These had big old bump stops. They were disintegrated. So what we're gonna have to do, since that's almost touching, we're gonna have to cut about an inch off there, cut a little groove so we can move this over. There's nothing in the way of this one. But after that, we don't know how it's set up underneath there till we unbolt it, see what's welded on. We don't know if this deal here is welded on. It may be. So we have to do some figuring. We'll go ahead and take these shocks off. These shocks are actually good. They've still got, but they're the wrong ones. They need the rod coming up for this. It doesn't bolt like that, but they're good shocks. We use them for something, or you know, we could always make them fit. But okay, so I'm going to do one side at a time. Took the right side off. We're going to unbolt these shackles from underneath. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Put it up on jack stands or something. We're going to take these 4 off here, and that is not welded on, and these are not welded on, but this top piece is. See, that top piece is welded, and we're probably just going to leave it and take an inch off of it and move everything over an inch and see what happens. Okay, so yeah, let me take these shocks off for now, and take this apart, and okay, so I'll be back. Okay guys, I got the one bracket off. Now these leaf springs are a nut and a bolt. I guess they all got a hole in them, and so what we would have to do to that spring is drill a hole in there. We know where the center is because that little stud thing. So we got to drill a hole right through there, and then we can bolt it to this top one, or replace this top one here. Okay, so there's the bottom, then the U-bolts go like that, and this is the little perch. Like I said, we don't need this round thing, but this perch, it's welded on, and basically that's got to come over an inch, or if we cut an inch off on each side, so that can slide over. Oh shit, that's gonna be in the way. That's all right. Well, maybe not. It'll be like that. You slide it over. So I'd rather not cut that whole thing off, because trying to get it back on in the exact spot, I'm not worried about the inch over, I'm worried about the angle like this. If you do it wrong, and then it's gonna mess up the pitch of the rear end if you get it off just a bit. So what I was thinking of doing is cutting an inch off of there, and then welding that inch onto this side. That way you'd still have, you know, I don't know how, get my measuring tape and see how much that is. You could have the leaf spring sitting on let's go this way. Two and a half, I believe. Hang on here. It's all rusty. 2.5, a little over 2.5. 2.5. So if we cut an inch off, it would only leave 1.5 inches to put on there. So yeah. Well, let me figure out what I want to do. And yeah, the best thing would be to cut that all off and weld it. But like I said, I really don't want to, but we may. Now we got to drill a hole in that leaf spring. I got drill bits to do it or not. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I cut this deal off here. Okay, then I cut an inch off of this side, which went here. Cut that off, and we're gonna move it over here. I was gonna go this way, but see, it don't line up that way. So we're just gonna put her like that and weld her up solid. And then I gotta drill a hole for that bolt that goes through the leaf springs there. I don't know if I should just take my cutter, cut that, and weld up this one. But yeah, anyway, that's gotta go there. I'm going to grind some more and we'll weld this on there like that. That should give the leaf springs, oh, I got it backwards again. Give the leaf springs a perch to sit on. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, there it is, welded that piece on there. The welds aren't the greatest because I got a flux core welder here, but a little Harbor Freight. But it works. So I just made a little bracket here to give that strength. This side really doesn't need it because 3/4 of the weight or whatever of the spring will be right here. So I didn't bother making a little bracket there. I think it'll be all right. Okay, got to do this side here. I'll be back. Okay guys, I got this side welded on there. So now it is 43 inches. Leaf springs can sit on there nice and flat. Okay, so these are the springs out the Blazer, and they're too short. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave this spring on there. You know, I could take it off, but anyway, I'm gonna cut it off like here and here. Cut them ends off. Yeah, it looks like these were pressed on. These bushings are good. They are $38.99 each at AutoZone. So, you know, 40 bucks, a little over 40 bucks with tax. That's 160 bucks. But these ones are good. These ones are shot. I'm gonna have to measure to see. They may not even fit in here. In fact, these don't even look right. This doesn't have a steel insert like that one. It may not even fit in there. We have to figure out something. Okay, so I'm going to cut them off, cut the ends off. Then I'm going to take this spring from the Camaro and we're going to drill a hole there so this bolt can go through. There's a bolt and a nut right here. See, and there's enough for another leaf spring to go through there. So we're going to drill a hole through there and then mount it, take this apart and mount that on top of there. Okay, then we have to figure out what to do about them bushings. They're on eBay and they say they fit 67 to 81 or 86 or 81. I think it was 80. I think it was 86 for these little bump stops, which I got to look for. I get them for about 30 bucks, but if I got a couple of good ones, I'll take them off a parts car. So yeah, we'll have to figure out something to do with that. You know, could take them off. These ones don't look that good, but we'll figure it out. Because it shows it has a steel insert for a 67, but obviously it doesn't. I don't think this one does either. You can just get them ones I showed you earlier, but they're just they go in the frame rails. But you can get a set of 4 of them for pretty cheap, like 15, 20 bucks. AutoZone, of course, it's not in stock. It may take a few days, but they may be the same as that one. I'll check them. But anyway, let me cut that off, drill a hole in that spring and mount it on there. We'll just do the one side at a time. That's the left driver's side. And we got the passenger side over there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I've been working on this all day. Problem is I just put it all together and I put it on, well, I put it on right, but it's upside down. I need to flip it. I don't know if I can flip it with them leaf springs on there. Anyway, it now measures 43 across. Okay, I gotta weld these little, I had to cut the edge of this off to get the spring in there. So I gotta weld those two on there, but figure I'd show you here before it got dark. This side here was actually welded on in 2 spots. It was welded, had a bolt in there, but it was all welded on there. I had to grind it and chisel it. And then this the one where they had it welded up. And I'm gonna have to make something there, drill a hole through it. One hell of a job drilling a hole through these leaf springs. I had every drill bit I had out, and I finally got a couple there that would go through it, but man, I bet I screwed around with it for an hour or two before I got the right bits. Basically, one side took me about an hour and a half, the other side about 20 minutes once I had the right bits. So I've gotta do something here. That's where the bolt was, and they welded it there, but this right, this one here, that side there, I got to do something, drill a big hole through there or something. And I'm going to do that tomorrow, and then throw some paint up there. I think we're going to bolt this in first, or maybe I should just clean it up. It's going to fit. Well, like I said, once I weld this little thing on there, get that ready, it'll fit on there. So I'll probably power wash this and paint it all up black. Paint those areas up there black, and then I can bolt it in. So I think that's what I'll do tomorrow. Okay, I'll be back. Now that I look at it, I do got them. They need to be arched the other way, right? The rear end needs to go over that way, this facing forward, and then those springs are gotta be, yeah, that's all right. I'll do all that tomorrow. I'll be back. Okay guys, next day. Yeah, yesterday was a long day, and I screwed up by putting them on. See, I took them off like this from underneath, and I thought, well, it's going to be a lot easier putting them on with the rear end up, and I didn't think that I would have to twist it back around. So anyway, that's the way it is right now, the way it needs to be, and all I do is just roll it in there. Measured 43 inches, like I said. And then I measured from bolt hole to bolt hole, and with what's under there. So everything lined up. I got 2 big washers, one on the bottom, one on the top here, where this thing was all messed up. These bushings here have the metal sleeves in them. I had this one off, but those things aren't coming out of there. They don't seem to be that bad, but and then the ones off this one, I put them on here. These look a little cracked, but the inside of them is all good and everything. But you know, it allows for some flex. Well, I don't have that tightened. I left it a little loose so we can bolt them up to the frame. But yeah, if you wanted a real stiff ride with no movement, you'd buy those, whatever they are, polyurethane bushings or whatever. But those ones are easy to do, but those ones with the sleeves, they need to be punched out with a press. If they weren't, see, these ones here are good. What my plan was, although these are off the Blazer, 2 of them are big, 2 of them are small. My plan was to use a zip cut and cut this here and cut it there, and then pull that out and put it in here. But right now, we're just leaving it. All the bushings are there. Got the other bushings in the frame ready to go. The only thing is those clips that I showed you were all broke. These ones here. Actually, that's a 1/2 inch one. That was one that was, I was going to put, those are the only ones I had with these 1/2 inch. But they're not long enough, and I didn't want to use 1/2 inch bolts. That would have been that size. It came with big ones like this, 9/16 head on them, with big clips like that. So I'm fixing to go down to Lowe's right now and see if I can round up, see if they got these big clips, get new clips and new bolts, and make sure that thing ain't gonna come out of there, as we may have some power and torque on that. I scuffed it down a little bit, cleaned it up a little bit, but I think what I'm gonna do is paint it once it's underneath the car, because I'd rather pour 15 this rusty stuff, mostly on the springs. The rear end's probably okay, but that stuff takes over a day to dry, and then even painting car paint on there is going to take a while to dry. I'm ready to bolt it underneath there, and I wanted to pour 15 those shackles. I have to use them ones there. The Blazer ones weren't wide enough. They wouldn't work. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to prime and spray paint some black where these mount to, and probably paint this area here that's hidden, and then the rest of it we can paint underneath the car, because we're going to be putting in a trunk and all that, and everything's going to be, I might as well mix up a bunch of black paint and just paint everything black when I'm ready, because this would get overspray on it and stuff anyway. I'll just paint everything at once. Okay, well, we don't know how the shocks are going to mount, but I think we can get some brackets, relocation type thing. I don't know, hopefully that ain't in the way. This might have to be bent over a little bit, but anyway, we'll worry about the little fine adjustments. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna run up to Lowe's and pick up them clips. I was waiting on a guy to come take off, buy 2 fenders from me. He said he was gonna be here like 3 hours ago. Nah, fuck him, I'm just gonna go up to the store. If he calls when I'm there, I said, you'll just have to wait. So yeah, let me go get them clips and we'll get back at it, and hopefully get this thing in today. Okay, I'll be back. I wanted to show you this emergency brake cables here. One's longer than the other, but they both join together with this thing. One screws into here and one clips into there, and then you would put your emergency brake from the Camaro into there, and it'll pull both of them. Although this one looks like it was in a clip too. I'll have to grab that and weld that on somewhere to hold that from moving. And these just went through. This just went through this big old bracket here. It just went through there to keep it out of the way, so we can figure something out and route them. I just wanted to show you the emergency brake stuff, and I think that was it. The brake cable, or the brake line, like I said, is right here. Although this will be metric, that'll hook in going to the front, and then this one will go up underneath with a vent and put that anywhere. And then we'll hopefully them sway bars. I'm worried about the gas tank. These sway bars will go up like that, and I'm worried hopefully the gas tank is wide enough to fit through there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, went yesterday to Lowe's. They didn't have that's what I needed, so they have a new Ace hardware, and this is pretty much what I needed here. I got one. I needed 6, I got one extra. 32 bucks. 32 bucks for that. These, $1.89 each. Crazy. But anyway, these are the ones that get old, rust, break. And I didn't want to try to rig nothing up and use them little shorter, skinnier ones. So these are the right size, and they're like grade 8. But anyway, fixing to put them on there. We got to do a little more grinding. Yeah, some of that stuff is, I hope they fit. Shit, they may not. Actually, I think it's supposed to go like this. I don't know. We're gonna have to, we'll figure it out. I think they go in that way. What did it have? I think they had a bigger end right here to fit over that, but we'll get them in there. And I got to do a little grinding and get that out of there. And then of course this one here, yeah, see, this one will go up in there like that. I gotta get all that out of there. Anyway, let me do all that, and then we're gonna clean up all this area and pour 15 it. And I still forgot, I gotta take off all this stuff here. So okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I put a little pour 15 on the tops of the springs and all in the mounts here, because I won't be able to get at them when it's hidden up in there. So, and then I did quite a bit of work on this side. The other side, the clips went right in, no problem. But these ones were so messed up, I had to fill a hole here with some weld. Anyway, I had to weld the edges of this to strengthen it up. So anyway, where's the other one? Oh, the other one's here. So anyway, they're just in there finger tight. Just undo them, put it up in there, torque them in. So yeah, there's that side. Okay, well, it'll take a while for that. That's 415 that I'm using, so it takes a while to dry. And then I'm gonna roll this back by the parts car, and we'll have to re-sling this and roll this up underneath there and all that, and bolt it up. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I got a cooler to show you that Vevor sent me. It's easy to clean, about 2 inches thick. Got side handles to lift it up, or it's got wheels to, you know, when it's full, you can move it to wherever you want. It has a drain plug called a quick release drain plug. These are cup holders here. Grab my drink here. So if you're at a picnic or something, you can put your drinks there and they won't slide off. Okay, empty. It's made with lightweight, rigid materials and weighs 12.6 pounds. And it holds 45 quarts of, you know, drinks, food, whatever. Got, it's pretty heavy duty, durable stuff. And you open it up. I got some beer and drinks in there. Yeah, it's a pretty neat little thing. You know, it's getting to be that time of year for going to the lake, picnics, stuff like that. So everybody needs a cooler. So I'll put the link and description and everything in the comment section below the video. Description. Yeah, check them out. If you need a cooler delivered right to your door by Vevor, they make some pretty good stuff. Okay, check them out. Okay, guys, it's in there. Wasn't easy. The two front mounts, they lined right up. Like I said, I measured them out. But the back, to the back purchase, they didn't line up worth a shit. Anyway, I had to use some come along stuff and porta power stuff, and come along, had my Jeep here to the trailer hitch, pulling that leaf spring over to mount up to the perch there. I had to loosen the bottom U-bolts. Just got them loose a little bit, so I got to snug them back up. Yeah, here's the. Yeah, it was over here. I had to move it all the way over. Got this one lined up pretty good at the start, then I had to. But anyway, it's in there. Just the rear sway bar. And we'll make some mounts. Well, I got the mounts in the S10 Blazer. And we'll probably make some brackets or something and mount them up here later on. And like I mentioned, I'm going to get the gas tank out, and we'll hopefully the gas tank there'll be enough room to mount them. If not, we'll have to figure out something else. The shock mounts are right there and there. The original shocks mounted right up there and there, but that's okay. All it is a little reinforced bracket, so we can mount these rear shocks probably up in here somewhere. We'll see. It's got some spring to it. It's pretty stiff, but it does got some spring to it. Okay. Yeah, from what I can tell, these take the same shocks as the one I got for the Camaro. Those are the shocks out of it. They're pretty good. But the name is Parts Container. One word, Parts Container on eBay. After like 2 weeks of emailing back and forth, asking me all kinds of stupid questions. Is it an LT? Is it a what size engine? And I was like, jeez. These for the Camaro, they mount here up to the top, and then the bottom are supposed to be like these front ones, supposed to have a deal like this, and it mounts to a perch on the leaf spring. And you can see these are different. Now the box was the right part number, but obviously these aren't for it, because I Google or in eBay put in the part number for these that was on the box, and the ones with these came up. And the picture from this auction from Parts Container had the shocks with this on it. See, and that's what I kept trying to explain. I said, listen, the picture is right, but the shock you sent me is wrong. Here's pictures. Look, can you not see? And finally they were gonna send me another set, and then this morning or yesterday they said, well, it's been over 30 days, nothing we can do about it, it's out of our system, good luck, fuck off, you bastards. So I said, oh well. I said, a bunch of shysters. I says, I got a YouTube channel, I'll give you a little shout out, so if anybody wants to contact Parts Container and tell them they screwed me over. Yeah, the shocks have gone way up, guys. I bought them, and I looked up my old listing, or my old buying thing. They were $85 plus tax, but they were 85, and now they're all like 119, 120 something. So yeah, they're made in USA. And I mentioned that before, but I think I know what it is. We got to import the, see, that's the problem. Yeah, you can make stuff here, but you got to import all the steel and the rubber and the whatever it takes to make something. So when you import all that commodities, then that's what drives up the price. Plus they get to drive up the price because everybody else has got tariffs on them. So there's no savings or nothing like that. So anyway, if anybody wants to contact them. Yeah, we'll have to get, I'm not too worried about getting, you know, the front ones fit okay. But yeah, for this car, it's going to require the same as this one. It's going to require that deal to come up wherever we make a bracket. See where it would come up, and a bolt on the top. Wherever this lines up, right in here somewhere. Okay, I'll go over some parts I bought. I spent about $2,100 the last few days, and the prices are going right up, like right as I was searching them. It was unbelievable, because the other day I ordered the now look at these wheel wells here. These are two-piece. This is the outer from here over, then this is the inner, but I want to mini tub it. Mini tub is putting it all the way to the frame, so you're cutting out all this floor. That's why I really didn't need a full floor. We're cutting a few inches out of there, and the mini tub would weld right to the frame here, and then your outer one would weld to it, and then your quarter panel would weld to, that's it there. So I ordered, and I wasn't quite sure, I ordered the mini tubs because it had a picture of two of them on there for a listing of one. So I asked them, I said, is this mini tub replaces the whole wheel well, or do I have to buy a outer wheel well? And they, oh, well, manufacturer didn't tell us any of that. We don't know. They don't know. They just sell parts and collect money. They don't know nothing about them. So I ordered them, not from him, from somebody else. And yeah, it was just the inner. Like I said, from here, see it from here over, and they're whatever it is, 4 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches wider. Yeah, we're gonna have to remount all these and all that. So I ordered them, right, and of course it didn't come with the outer. So they came pretty fast, like within like 1 or 2 days. So I go, well, shit, I need the outer ones. I better go buy them before May 3rd. You know, May 3rd's the 25% auto parts tariff on everybody comes into effect. So I had saved some of them. I think they're around 50, 55 bucks. Well, I go to look at them all, and they're all like 80 bucks, 79 to 85, and I was like, jeez Christ. And I finally found one left one through Summit and one right one from some other place for like 50 something. So yeah, the parts are going up. Yeah, it's not really it's the 25 plus the, you know, the 10% that's been in effect for a month or two. So really it's 35% on all parts from everywhere. China's of course out of the question because they're 145%. Okay, so I got the mini tubs. I got the outer ones ordered. I got the rear panel in. I ordered the reinforcement. I ordered this little thing here because it was only 30 bucks. Not this little cover, but this whole bracket here. I didn't really need it, but for 30 something bucks, I went ahead and got it. Yeah, the inner piece down here. I just cut these off the gas tank. The gas tank supports and brackets. Ordered them, they're in. The car came with another deck lid because this one was smashed right there and rusted there. So I got another deck lid that needs work. Ordered the quarter panel skins. They come up to here. They just came in like 10 minutes ago. I just hauled them. I'm putting everything in my tiny house. It's actually becoming a storage shed for now because it's going to take a while to get it the way I want it. So the 2 skins came in. What else did I order back here? You probably can't see it too good, but this cowl is all rusted out. So I ordered that cowl piece. That hasn't come in yet. The floors, they haven't come in yet either. Ah, shit. Still got this thing kind of jacked up because this thing here's stuck underneath there. So we got this one whole right section. It's going to probably be up to here, or left and then right. There were 178. And people say, "We'll get a full floor." Well, like I said, $600-700. I'm not gonna do it. We're just gonna have to patch whatever on that hump. These braces here for the seats, ordered them too. And then I found a listing for it said a brace underneath a seat, and I couldn't tell what it is. Probably won't be able to tell till I cut it out. But they must have jacked the prices up because I found one for 30 something, and then the rest of them were like 50 something. So I ordered the 130. I don't know what it was. I think driver's side brace thing, and it had a. I think it's the piece where the subframe bolts to. The subframe looks like it just bolts to the floor, but it must go to a brace. Anyway, ordered just the right toe board. Same thing. It was $50. And then for the left, it was, 80 or something. I don't think I'm going to need it. Well, might have to patch that one little hole there. Anyway, that's, I think that's all I bought. That's $2,100. And like I said, the car came with the fenders, came with a new cowl, came with a valance. Yeah, a lot of the stuff seemed pretty reasonable. The whole bumper, chrome, $181. The whole grill, 5-piece grill set, $230. But I didn't have the money in my PayPal account, and that's just going to have to wait. So I know I wrote down what the prices are. In a couple of months when I need them and have to buy them, we'll see. But I expect them to go up in price too. Yeah, might need the wheel wells. And other, a couple $1,000s worth of other stuff too. And all the interior and the windshield and all that, weather stripping. But we got enough to go for a couple of months here on just the floors and the trunk and the wheel wells and the quarter panels and the rear panel and all that shit. So just hopefully the tariff situation changes, but who knows. So anyway, yeah, I saved about $500 by getting it by May 3rd. So the prices were going to go way up. Let me plug one of these lights in here. Come on, hang on. Okay. Here's the rear panel. It's like $120. Trunk pan, like $100. Fuel straps. That's the whole body mount kit for, there's 6 of them. for the 4 on the subframe, 2 on the radiator support. And then these are the gas tank supports. Okay, here's the quarter panels that just came in. Let's see if I can. I just had them both out. You can see the lip there on the top. They look good. They just don't have the sale, you know, for $700. This was like $250 shipped, average $250 each. 1 quarter panel was $700 for a full quarter, and that would be with the sale thing up there and more of the jam and everything. Okay, so I saved, you know, $450 by just buying the patch. This one fender I got in, there's a gas tank. We'll probably bring that over, see if there's hoping the sway bar things will do. There's the mini tub inner ones. Okay, and I just ordered the outer ones there this morning, so they would mount to here and come out in your quarter panel. So we got room for see, this calls it 6-inch wide. So whatever the factory was, probably 3 inches Taiwan. Okay, they only got a 10% tariff. Well, everybody's got a 10% tariff now except for China's 145. But all auto parts from any country, May 3rd is 25% more. So it'll be 35% more. Well, it's 10 now, but it'll be another 25. But yeah, if this was China, this would be instead of $50, it'd be, you know, 150. Yeah, that's one of the used fenders there. We can fix that. And then this was a new fender here with a little dent in it. Then he gave me a cowl. Give me some door panels off a later model, but that's the rear window. That's a newer valance, front valance panel somebody painted. Where was the header panel? Oh, there's a new header panel right there. Okay, we got a console, but we don't know if we're going to use that. So anyway, those are the parts I got and the parts that I ordered. And that's going to do it for a while. For probably a couple of months. I'm not going to buy nothing. I'll be like all the retailers. All the retail stores, Walmart, Target, Costco, they all been loading up for the last couple of months, and they got warehouses just full of shit. They got a couple of months supply. But when they run out, well, they're not going to wait till they run out. They're going to up the prices they'll make a lot of money. But in a couple months, the shelves will be empty and the prices will be through the roof. And this is my load up, my front loading of parts, $2,000 worth. That's all I can afford. So, yeah. Well, I mean, I just didn't want to be spending. I figured this car is going to cost me about $10,000. And I didn't want to buy another $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 worth of parts right now. I mean, I got the money, but I don't want to. We'll just go with this stuff for now, and hopefully something changes in the next few months when we need the rest of them. So anyway, back to the rear end. I was going to put everything away, but I got to jack this up because I can't fit my impact underneath to tighten them U-bolts. So I got to jack it up again. I got to hook this back up, jack her up, and tighten all them bolts, and all that. Do some more screwing around. But anyway, yeah, I'll be back with some final stuff. I'm just going to do that for the rest of the day, and then put away all this stuff and all that. There's the brackets and questions. I don't know, the other video just posted a bunch of questions, but I think everything was self-explanatory in the video. A few people misunderstood the subframe situation and all that. So but yeah, anyway, that's a 2000 S10 Blazer 4x4 G80 code, and the codes are on the glove box. Yeah, I know there's somebody said, oh, there's numbers on the rear end. Yeah, there is, but the G80 says Posi. It means it's a Posi. So this hasn't been swapped over from that Blazer. It's all original, so it's a Posi. I don't have to check numbers. Later on, we will change a fluid and all that. We'll put in the right Posi fluid and all that. But yeah, there's still more work. But I think I'll wait till I mount in that trunk pan, which will be next. Well, I'm gonna start on the body work on this and get this painted before I go back to work on this. But when I do come back, we'll do the trunk pan and then build some braces for them shocks and get them mounted, and braces for the cut the mounting things out of the S10 Blazer for the sway bar. And whatever we got to fabricate up there, we'll do all that. We'll do all that in one video after this one's done. Well, I think this is going to go two-tone, so after one color's painted, we'll wait a week or something, and we'll do this. But anyway, well, I'll be back later if I add anything after I do some more stuff to this. Okay guys, I got it all buttoned up under there. Everything's tight. Okay, I had a couple of junk tires. I forget what these were now. I think they were 265 50 15s. There is some junk tires and rims I had laying around. But they are pretty damn wide. Yeah, those are the type of tires I'd like to have on there. Okay, it's got quite a bit of spring to it, but she's going to be stiff. Of course, it's sitting high up in the front because no engine transmission, but they also got like 3 coil spacers in each spring. See them coil spacers? But anyway, it's going to be pretty high in the ass end, and I was trying to read what these tires were, but I don't know what the hell they are. They look like the regular tire would end there, and then this big old thing on here, but there's no numbers or nothing, just old bias ply tires. If I was to guess, I'd say 15s, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah, once the right tires and rims are on the front here, and engine transmission end, this front end's going to be kind of low, and that ass end's going to be kind of high, but I think it'll be all right. Okay, got this reinforcement end. This just came in. Pretty thick piece. That's goes in behind here, so all this can be all cut out. Yeah, I think that's about it for this video, guys. I was going to tell you about that big trade I had going, but I haven't heard from the guy. I bet if I call him and offer to bring my truck and trailer down there and get a couple of loads, he'd probably go for it. But anyway, I'll save that surprise for later. I still want to go down and get this subframe for this off a subscriber, and some other stuff. He had some rims, but I think they're just 14s, but they're supposed to be SS rally rims or something. Well, we'll see what they look like. But yeah, that door's open there. Yeah, it's a start. Anyway, it's a roller. It does roll. But it'll probably just stay here, but if I need to roll it out of the way, I can. And got a pretty big job accomplished, although we don't have the sway bar hooked up or the shocks, but we'll get around to it. Okay, so I think that'll be it for this video. Quite a bit of work. I'm gonna get onto this now. Still got this up on jack stands. We're gonna start. I'm gonna line the hood and some stuff, and I'm gonna take off this trim here, start the body work on it, and then paint it. So stay tuned for that. And once I'm done painting this, we'll get some more get going on some more work on this one. And yeah, I still got the van, but it's good weather, good working weather. You know, it's not like 100 110 degrees in the summer, but it just keeps raining all the time. Rain in the middle of the day, rain in the morning and stuff. But once it stops raining a little bit, have a couple of good months to really get some work going. So yeah, it's not, I don't have more that I can handle. It said there's just body work and paint on the Camaro, body work and paint on the van, and then we'll do this in between. But yeah, this one will take a while. Lots of cutting and welding and stuff. So anyway, yeah, let me know what y'all think about it. The next, well, like I said, lots of cutting and welding, but yeah, I'll see if this subframe I get's gonna work. If not, we may be. I'm tempted to take that one off, that 77, and same thing as the rear end, get it set up here and do some measurements. And well, I think I got to take that off to do the floor. It's bolted. I think it's bolted to the floor. So anyway, we may pull that whole subframe out of there. And I'd have the other one and we'll measure it and see what the difference is. Said I'd rather have the power steering and the disc brakes. Like I mentioned on another video, the disc brake conversion, what I do there, the disc brake conversion and the tubular A-frames and all that, those kits are from China and they've doubled in price. Because I still have that saved. That guy saved on my eBay, and I think it was like 900 or 1,000. Well, now it's the next 1,750. He did that like a week or two ago. He immediately, as soon as the tariffs hit, I guess he didn't have any in stock or whatever. But yeah, there's probably other places that make them, but yeah, they're not cheap anymore. So that whole disc brake, tubular A-frame kit. But yeah, that's what I'd like to do to this. We'll see. You know, this guy that I bought this from, I mentioned that I had an eBay channel. Like, it's been a couple of years now, and I remember him saying, I know some of you guys know him, not Dr. Pirate or Pirate something. I don't know. And I remember him messaging me and saying, hey, if you want to I forget how he worded it there. We'd work something out if you want to do it as a sponsor type thing. So Pirate Jack, I think his name was. So yeah, I might contact him, see if he remembers me. The old messages should still be on there. Say, hey, you want to sponsor me? I got a one that needs the whole kit. So anyway, I'm just rambling, thinking out loud now. So yeah, they look a lot better than the little skinny 14 friggin' golf cart wheels. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's it, guys. Come on back and we'll get painting on this, or body work on this, then paint. And subscribe if you haven't. Bottom right hand corner of the screen. It's free, it doesn't cost anything. And like, comment, share, all that stuff. And we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching. Okay guys, while I was editing the video, a bunch more parts came in. I'll just show you them real quick. This is the right toe board. This is one of them braces I was telling you about, because it was in the picture of this deal here, and that's where the subframe bolts to. So I just ordered that. It's pretty thick stuff. So that is the left. and maybe I should order the right, I'm not sure. I did order these little trunk pan extensions, you would call them. You got the trunk pan here, and then these go on the side behind the quarter panels. They're only like $33 each. Well, I think it's weird because you know, left was 38 and the right was 28, something like that. Mine are in pretty good shape, but they're a little bit bent, a little bit rusty by this hole down by the bottom. I figure, hey, for 33 bucks, I don't have to cut it all out and drill out spot welds and all that crap. So anyway, just one of them came in, the other one's coming in. The wheel wells, this is, one of them came in. So this attaches to the mini tub there. See, it would attach this way. Like that. Okay, and then this would attach to the quarter panel. Okay, then the floor braces. The floor pins, I wish I could show you them. The big long left and right, they haven't came in yet. But these are where the seats, this would bolt over top of the pan, and then this welds into the hump, and then your seat bolts would bolt in there. See, so that's pretty thick stuff too. As far as I can tell, all these parts are made in Taiwan. So I'm not sure if that was like that the whole time, or China took over and started making them years ago. I don't know. I really don't pay them that much attention to where they're made. But as far as I can tell, all these stickers are all made in Taiwan. Right, so, okay, I just thought I'd show you them. Also ordered 2 new door handles. They were, with the springs and all that stuff, I think $49 for the pair. So like 25 bucks each for brand new door handles. I think my door handles are actually pretty good, the chrome. But like I said, something's messed up in there with the little pusher plunger spring thing to hit the door latch. Hell, I may need door latches, but like I said, they make all that. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you them, let you know what else I had ordered. But yeah, we got a lot of parts, a lot more coming in. Okay.